I guess there must have been bigger ships, because this one was only like a 6-person craft, and not counting the pilot, the co-pilot, and the stewardess. So it was like well, the dog was in that Toto basket, you know. So it didn't see the dog until he jumped out of the basket. But anyway, you got a movie star here on here that's like Ginger from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between Gilligan's Island and Land of the Giants.
You got the little kid and his dog.
Yeah. People trapped somewhere and they can't leave, and
you got the little kid and the dog, which is, you might as well say it's Dorothy and Toto, basically.
Yeah.
And then you got Fitzhugh, who's like the Dr. Smith of the show, and then you got the pilot, the co-pilot, and you got the stewardess. And what happens? They're flying from where? New York to London or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the space shuttle. What they're planning to do with the space shuttle, I guess, eventually, where it can fly from, well, not the space shuttle so much, the SST, I suppose.
Right.
Except this one could go out of the atmosphere and fly in space. It would just
go up and wait till the Earth orbited around and come back down.
Okay.
Yeah.
It should have, yeah.
On all these shows, they're going into space, they're going somewhere else. Why did everyone speak English? Why did they run into aliens from wherever? And it's like, hi, Mr. Allen. Hello, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
And why couldn't they figure out on Land of the Giants? You know, everything was just like home.
Yeah.
Well, they did actually say on one show that it wasn't Earth, and so they believed him. The guy could have been lying for all they know.
No, this isn't Earth.
No, you people
no
look
way.
like us, talk like us.
But they go out into space. They fly through the green cloud, the mysterious green cloud, and they fly through that thing. And oh no, it sets all the instruments. Oh no, they're going crazy. Oh no, and they come back down. They're supposed to be in London, but yet they don't know where they are because they can't get any signals. They can't get anything. And then they land, and they're looking around. They're trying to find something. They think they're at the airport. They don't know if they're at the airport or not.
They just didn't know where they were.
And they get out and they go wandering. There's fog everywhere, so it must be London. And yet the first thing that they finally do see is like a giant cat. And it's
a lot of cats on the show.
And there were
the
giant.
dog had to bark at him too.
Oh yeah.
There's this cat.
I wouldn't be barking if I were you.
It's like at that time they're only about this big. Yet later in the show, they're probably this tall. Because
they can pick up the pencil and dial the phone.
Right.
They capture them with forceps and put them into a mouse cage.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great show! They just had trouble. It was this whole perspective, I guess, was off, and so. But Irwin Allen went on to do other. He went on. He got off of TV after those, and he went and did movies.
Well, I mean, he was quoted. He said, I won't get this quote exactly correctly, but it says that he said a movie or a show was worthless if you couldn't blow up the world in the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, to him, it was like effects was everything, and plot and continuity and characterization was like, well, if we get around to those, we'll do them. But the big thing is we want the effect.
So I guess that's basically what he was trying to do with the Robinsons. It's like they're on a mission. Oh, but their mission gets blown up, so they're off in space somewhere. Right. Land of the Giants, they've got to go somewhere. Oh, but they can't get there because they go through that darn green cloud. And so their whole world gets blown up, and they're someplace else. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, it's like a nuclear submarine. It's, I guess they're really in the Navy, although they never really go on any, well, I guess they did a few times, do actual war-related kind of missions, but yet they're just underwater. That was about it. And yet they run into aliens and things that all talk the same. Rock creatures, crab men, all kinds of things, and they all just talk the same. Y'all had that same voice. It's like it was just funny.
Machines on Lost in Space, because they were like real 60s machines. They were like, you turn them on and there'd be like a spiral. So do the spiral.
And it's like, what's the purpose of that piece?
And we're in space, but the machinery and things that we find everywhere still have these huge gears with giant teeth.
And yet they did these futuristic functions, but they had this. They're using like Industrial Revolution equipment here to, like, it's a teleporter. Why does it need all those gears then?
Well, they just didn't have it down. They just didn't have the circuitry right and everything. I mean, you look at
Put enough
just
gears together, you can pretty much make whatever you want.
That's right. You put all these gears together, you can make a miniature.
You can make a machine that can mass produce Dr. Smith.
Two Dr. Smiths. Or turn people into vegetables. That was a great one. The Carrot Man, and all these things.
Oh no, we've turned Will Robinson into a carrot. Oh no.
Okay, this is something about space shows, any of them. How do you age in space?
I mean, how do you age?
Okay, if you're traveling in light years and such, how do you age? How are these kids? They always had clothes too. On Lost in Space, these kids were growing, but they always had clothes.
They had some sort of fabricator in the back that would just like slap
the
on.
velour fabrication machine.
Let's stop at Kmart on Mars and get some new summer clothes.
No, not K-Mars.
K-Mars, yeah.
Get some lovely velour fashions, and they'll be similar but different, like the Fifth Dimension. You know, they would always have similar clothes, but they would be different.
Right.
So the Robinson family has similar clothes,
And
but they're
they had
different.
clothes for Dr. Smith, and he wasn't even supposed to be there.
Well, he packed his own clothes.
I hope so. And then the little monkey they had on there.
Oh,
remember?
the poor little monkey.
The little monkey with the ears and the head.
Well, Judy had this monkey on there.
Penny had the monkey.
Oh, that's right, Penny. The monkey's name was Judy.
No, Judy was the older sister.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's a monkey of
Judy monkey was
That's
on
a monkey of
show.
another color, by golly. Oh, where was Judy the monkey then? Oh, it's Judy the chimp. Well, I think it was the same. I think it was the same monkey
probably
though.
was.
And they just put those
There's
things on
one
it.
monkey working in the show business at the time.
Here, little monkey.
Hey, when can we schedule a monkey for?
Let's see. Can we staple this? Let's
right now.
staple this thing to that monkey's head. Okay,
Then
there.
they kind of moved ahead and got Buck Rogers.
Well, Buck Rogers, if you're going to Buck Rogers in the 70s, there you got to go Space 1999 and all the different Irwin Allen shows.
Yeah.
No, I mean not the Irwin Allen. You got to go past the Irwin Allens. You got to get into the Gary and Sylvie Anderson, who were doing shows all through the 60s up to the 70s. Because UFO was probably their first real live action, I guess, show. Because before then they did their puppet tune shows.
Oh, no, those were fun.
You've got Supercar. You've got Fireball XL5, Stingray. Then there's several that didn't get here. Joe 90, Captain Scarlet. And those just never made it over here, I guess. And then you get back here. The Thunderbirds kind of got here. Some were here somewhere. And then from there you go right into UFO, which uses all the same kind of props and things, the same ships and all, but yet it had real live people.
Yeah.
And that was just an interesting show because basically UFO Shadow, the Supreme Headquarters and Alien Defense, Supreme Headquarters and Defense Organization, they were out to stop aliens from
against evil.
Well, all the aliens in UFO were evil.
Yeah.
Because they would come down and they'd mutilate cows and things, and they'd find people and they'd cut pieces out of them and put them in little capsules, and they'd want to take them back.
It took all the urban folk tales, because I mean, you know, when you're in school, you hear, oh yeah, did you hear about the UFO that landed and tore up all the cows? And then they kind of took those and did UFO with.
Yeah, a lot of that. So, but anyway, you've got Ed Straker, who's the head of Shadow, and he is actually he works in a TV station. But you go under the TV station. And here we've got Shadow's headquarters on Earth, and so from there you'd take their submarine, and it had the capability, had a ship on the front that could blast off into space, or you could just take a rocket, and you'd fly up to the moon, and up on the moon is Shadow's real headquarters, the Shadow's moon base.
The really neat vehicles.
Yes.
Okay, like the Thunderbirds we saw sometime this year, whenever it was. And they were real meticulous about their miniatures.
Well, that's the Gary and Sylvie Anderson.
You could tell it was, you knew you were looking at a miniature, but it was so well done, and it was so involved. It's just, let's take all these Matchbox toys apart and put them back together differently and make something real neat with them. But those were really...
That was really the thing that made these shows, the Gary and Sylvie Anderson shows. It was, they were effects-oriented.
Right.
That was really one of their big things. There's one of the Thunderbird ships. Let me see if I can show that.
Get a shot of that? I don't know. Can we get a shot? Well, we'll get a shot sometime. Oh, we got a long shot.
Woo.
Oh, no, it's another explosion. Oh, no.
Oh, we'll never see it now. Well, by golly,